Disick has plans to finally marry Kourtney Kardashian. It's already happening. Hi, before we continue, please subscribe to the channel for all Kardashians news and update. Disick recently said he still loves Kourtney Kardashian and is even ready to marry her. In a preview of an upcoming episode of the famous show Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Scott, who is now 37 years old, opened up about how he truly feels about Kourtney. During a conversation with Kim Kardashian, Scott didn't hide his emotions. Kim had asked him when he and Kourtney were getting back together, and that question seemed to unlock his feelings. Scott replied in a very honest and emotional way, saying that wherever Kourtney stands, he stands with her forever. Then he added that he loves her and is ready to marry her right now. That moment showed how deep his feelings still are for her. Scott went on to say that Kourtney knows they will get married one day and live a good life together. This reply caught the attention of Kris Jenner, the mother of Kourtney and Kim. Kris seemed happy with Scott's words and even encouraged him to propose to Kourtney, joking that it would make her feel really good. Kris reminded everyone that Scott and Kourtney already have 3 beautiful children together: Mason, who is 11, Penelope, who is 8, and Rain, who is 6. Because of these children and their long history together, Kris seemed to believe that it might be the right time for Scott to take that big step and propose. However, Kourtney didn't fully say yes to getting back together with Scott. Instead, she gave him a kind of condition. She said he had to work on himself. This made it clear that while she didn't completely close the door on a future together, she also wanted to see changes in him before thinking about marriage or a relationship again. Even though the conversation was filled with love and hope, fans shouldn't get too excited about them reuniting right now. That's because both Scott and Kourtney are currently dating other people. Scott has been dating Amelia Hamlin, while Kourtney is in a relationship with Travis Barker. Their relationships with these new partners seem serious, especially since both Scott and Kourtney have posted pictures of themselves with their current partners on social media. These posts make it clear that they are not just casually dating. Also, Amelia has even spent time with Scott's children, which shows that her relationship with Scott is not just casual either. Looking back at the history between Scott and Kourtney, their story started many years ago. They met in the year 2006 and were together for many years before breaking up for good in 2015. Their relationship is one of the most well-known love stories from reality TV. From their first meeting at a party to raising 3 kids together and sharing their ups and downs on television, Scott and Kourtney's relationship has been a big part of pop culture, especially in the 2010s. They first met at a party in Mexico. Kourtney is from California, and Scott is from New York. The party was hosted by a mutual friend named Joe Francis, who is known for creating the show Girls Gone Wild. This was the first time Kourtney and Scott met, and although Kourtney wasn't impressed with Scott at the time and even thought he was annoying, things changed quickly. Later, she would even share a picture on Instagram from that night, showing the two of them sitting on opposite ends of a couch. Even though Kourtney didn't like Scott right away, it didn't take long for them to start dating. Less than a year later, Keeping Up with the Kardashians began airing, and viewers got to see Kourtney introduce Scott as her boyfriend in the very first episode. She explained that they had been friends for about a year before they started dating, and from that point, they had been together. This introduction was the start of viewers becoming deeply invested in their relationship. One of the more memorable moments in their relationship happened in Las Vegas. While partying there, Scott asked Kourtney if she wanted to marry him. Kourtney actually said yes at first, and she even visited a famous wedding chapel with her sisters Khloe and Kim, as well as her mom Kris. They looked at the Little White Chapel, which is known for its quick weddings. However, after thinking more about it, they decided not to go through with it because it felt rushed. So they never got married that night, even though it was very close. Later on, they faced a big problem in their relationship. On the second season of the show, Kourtney found messages from another woman on Scott's phone while she was away in the Hamptons. She confronted him and accused him of cheating. Because of this, the couple broke up for the first time. It was a very emotional moment, and fans saw how painful it was for both of them. However, not too long after, they got back together again. This happened in Miami in August 2009. There were rumors that they were already seeing each other again before then, but it became official when they were seen hooking up at a party, as shown in an episode of Kourtney and Kim Take Miami. Soon after this event, they made a big announcement. Kourtney shared that she was pregnant with their first child. She also revealed that she had forgotten to take her birth control pills months earlier, which led to the pregnancy. In December 2009, Kourtney and Scott became parents for the first time when their son Mason Disick was born. Mason weighed 7 pounds and 6 ounces and was born 9 days before his expected due date. This special moment was captured on their reality show, and fans were able to see Kourtney even pull the baby out herself during the birth. It was a very emotional and memorable scene. But not everything stayed happy for long. Scott began to struggle with substance abuse, which caused many problems in their relationship. In another episode of Kourtney and Kim Take Miami, after a night of drinking, Scott got angry and punched a mirror. This behavior was too much for Kourtney, and she decided to break up with him again. This was the second time they split, and it was also shown on the show. Still, their love for each other didn't disappear completely. They tried again to make things work, and they even welcomed 2 more children after Mason. Their daughter Penelope was born next, and later they had a son named Rain. Even though they were not always together as a couple, they stayed connected through their children. Over the years, they kept trying to fix things, but the relationship was not easy. Scott continued to struggle with personal issues, and Kourtney started to realize that she needed something more stable. Eventually, in 2015, they broke up for good. It was a hard decision, but both of them knew it was the right thing at the time. Even after the breakup, they remained close and continued to raise their children together. They learned how to co-parent in a way that worked for them, and they stayed friends for the sake of their kids. Scott would later go on to date Sofia Richie, the daughter of singer Lionel Richie. Their relationship lasted on and off from 2017 to 2020. Kourtney, on the other hand, eventually began a serious relationship with Travis Barker, the drummer from the band Blink-182. In May 2022, Kourtney and Travis got married. Even after this, Scott remained involved in the lives of their children and continued to be part of the Kardashian family in some way. The entire journey of Scott and Kourtney, from meeting for the first time to having children, breaking up, and learning to co-parent, was shown over the years on Keeping Up with the Kardashians and its spin-off shows. Even though they had many ups and downs, their relationship was filled with real emotions. Many fans still hope that someday they might find their way back to each other, especially after hearing Scott say that he still loves Kourtney and wants to marry her. Thanks for watching. Please do well to share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Kardashian updates.